Hi everybody, it's Dre here. So today I have a rehaul for you, or as I like to call it, Dre-ja vu. One of you lovely subscribers came up with that pun a few months ago, and so that's what I call these. A few people do these. These are basically just a look back at a haul. This one is from a little over a year ago, I think, and it's a fun way to kind of go through the products, figure out, did I like this, did I not? The reason for doing this is because a lot of the times these things won't show up in favorites. Some of them will, some of them won't. Some of them won't quite be a fail, so you won't hear about it. So they're kind of in the middle. This is a good way for you to be updated and for me to give you a review on each of these products. So this haul was from November the 4th, 2015. I will link it below if you're interested. But honestly, it's pretty badly filmed. It was, you know, back when I was pretty new to YouTube. I had purchased a few things off of HauteLook, and most of this, almost all of it, was actually from Sephora. But right at the beginning, there's a few things from HauteLook. And the first thing in the haul was this, which I bought off of eBay. This is a travel size of the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream SPF 50. This is kind of very famous on YouTube. I did a whole YouTube made me buy it video on this product, which I'll also link if you're interested. This is actually fairly empty. I think there's not a whole lot left in here. It's been laying on its side, so it's hard to tell, but it's probably down to here or so. This is one of these products which for me is definitely neither a hit nor a miss. It's kind of right in the middle. I don't necessarily get the hype that a lot of people have around this. I don't think this is like the end all and be all of foundations, but I do like it. I like that it has the SPF 50. I used this a lot in the summertime over the last summer, and it sits pretty well on the skin, but on oily skin, I don't think it's necessarily the best. Like, my oil definitely came through multiple times a day, and it would transfer when that happened. So not my favorite, but I do think I'll eventually use this up. Next, I bought from HauteLook a couple things from Stila. And honestly, I think I used these once and then never used them again. So first thing is this eyeshadow trio, and it's in the shade Ethereal. And it's very, very messy, which, considering the fact that I only used it once, will tell you something about it. In fact, part of it is broken off. The reason I don't like this, the reason I haven't used it, is because there's 3 shadows in one little pot and they get mixed up, they fall out into each other, it gets very messy. It's hard to put your brush, or like right now my finger, into just the one color without it getting all over the place. There's the colors. They're not very pigmented. I can't remember if they're blendable. Like I said, I only use this once. This is the Stila Sun Bronzing Powder in the shade 02. Again, don't use this. Reason being, it's super warm. It's like really orange, and I just don't like it. It's also a little bit dry. The color, like the pigmentation, is okay, and it blends okay. Even just blending it on my skin, I can see that it blends pretty well. But it's just way too orange for me. I'm sure I will get rid of these when I do my declutter in these categories. The next thing was the Marc Jacobs Oh So Fresh Daisy Rollerball. I tend to buy rollerballs instead of the large ones just because I don't like to pay, you know, over $100 for all these fragrances I want to try. This one's nice. I feel like Marc Jacobs they all kind of have this sameness to them. So all the Daisy ones, they kind of have this undercurrent of licorice to me. That's what it smells like to me. In fact, this smells very much like the new Decadence one, which I really think smells like those goody, little goody things, those licorice things. I don't know if you remember, if you're a child of the 80s. It has that smell, and it has the kind of that licorice smell to this too. I don't actually use this very much. I like it, but I don't love it. I think I just really wanted to try a Marc Jacobs fragrance, and so I bought that. Next thing I bought has been a big hit for me over the last year and a half. This is actually a repurchase. This is the Bumble & Bumble BB All Style Blow Dry. So you would use this after you get out of the shower, before you blow dry. Just put it through your hair. It's like a heat protectant, but it also is supposed to extend your style, especially if you have an oily scalp. If you have dry hair, I would stay away from this, but it's supposed to give you like an extra day on your style because it has ingredients that kind of make you less oily. And I really do like it. Like I said, this is a repurchase of the travel size. This is actually fairly empty itself. I'm sure I'll be using this up pretty soon, and eventually I should buy the big one. So the next thing was the Mi Vida Loca palette from Kat Von D, and this was the holiday palette from 2015. It's absolutely beautiful. It was one of those things where you had to jump on it immediately because it sold out, and then it was no longer, you couldn't get it anymore. I said before, Kat Von D's shadows are like up there with my favorites. Anastasia and Kat Von D are my two favorite formulas. Love, love, love the formula of these shadows. They kick up a lot of product when you put your brush in it, but just tap your brush off and you're good to go. They are so pigmented, really blendable. I mean, I want to swatch some for you because they're just like crazy pigmented, and these are so beautiful and colorful, but yet you get like all these neutrals in the middle, which is such a great idea. So there you can see just how bright these colors actually come across. There are some satins in here, there are some shimmers, there's one with glitter, there's quite a few mattes. I use this in my butterfly look, my tutorial from Halloween, and I loved it so much. I used it quite a bit when I first got it, put it away for a very long time because, you know, it's not like an everyday palette, but every time I bring this out, I appreciate it so much more, and then I want to keep using it. So I have used this at points in time, and then I'll put it away and I'll bring it out. I really want to show this some more love over the next year because it's just such a good palette. One other thing I just wanted to say about the Kat Von D holiday palettes in general, I really appreciate about her is that they're actually really good. Like, they are actually excellent quality palettes, whereas, you know, some palettes that are put out every year at holidays are not the standard quality of certain brands. So let's just leave it at that. But if you're ever wondering if you should get a Kat Von D holiday palette, the answer is yes. This is actually just about to go on my empties. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. This is obviously a travel size. I do like this, but I'm not going to repurchase it because it is absolutely the same as the L'Oreal Infallible, and so I don't need to pay the huge price tag on this when I can just buy a drugstore version. There's lots of setting sprays that I like. Most of them are from the drugstore. The one that I love that I cannot duplicate is the MAC Fix Plus, so that one I will keep repurchasing, but this one, I just don't see a difference between this and the drugstore. It's really good though, but so is the L'Oreal Infallible one. Something that is going to be kind of a theme through this rehaul is that I got rid of, used up, or decluttered quite a few things. I bought the Makeup Forever Artist 1 palette, the neutral palette. And the thing with Makeup Forever shadows, I think, is that people either love them or hate them, and I am in the hate them camp. I can't use them. I don't find them blendable. I find them very temperamental, very difficult to use, and every time I tried to use that palette, I would just get a muddy mess on my eyes, and so I sold that palette. I'm happy to see it gone. I know some people love Makeup Forever shadows, and good for you if you do, because I can't get them to work for me. The next thing I bought was the Philosophy Fresh Cream Lotion, and Fresh Cream, it was because I was watching Miss Holly Berry's and it's one of her favorite things, and I smelled it in store. So I went to the Bay and I purchased it. I smelled it in store and I really liked it. Then I brought it home and I put it on, and there's something about the way it reacted to my particular body chemistry where it smelled disgusting. I hated it, so I returned it. Fresh Cream is a scent. I think she originally described it as being like vanilla ice cream, but take out the vanilla scent. So it's very sweet and very creamy and dairy-like, but not any vanilla scent. So hopefully that gives you an idea, but it's not that the smell was bad, it just reacted badly on me. I did have a gift with purchase, which was the Urban Decay High Color Lip Gloss in Bittersweet. They, I believe, just cleared these out on Sephora like this last Christmas. But I'm glad I have this. I have a few full size. I really like this purple though. When I put this on, I love the way it looks on my lips. So I was really glad to get that. But yeah, they're clearing these out. So if you're still able to find them, it's a really good formula. But I don't know what they're going to replace them with. You know, they redid their whole lipstick line, so it looks like they're going to be redoing their lip gloss line. So I'm excited to see what they come out with. But I also purchased and have since sold the Makeup Forever HD foundation. I really liked the way that looked on my skin. Like, it looked really beautiful on camera. It just looked flawless, airbrushed. It was gorgeous, but The thing with my oily skin is that it would always break it down by the end of the day. So even though I loved the way it looked, by the end of the day, my oils were coming through, it was always coming off, it was always transferring, especially in the summertime. I remember one day that was just a hot mess. So I ended up getting rid of that, which was kind of a shame. I really wish that it worked better for me, but it just didn't. I bought 2 blushes, one from Hourglass, which is the Mood Exposure Blush. This, you know, is kind of a favorite. It's a beautiful neutral nude shade. Really pretty, has a lot of sheen to it, just a really nice everyday color. And then another one, which is another favorite, is from Laura Mercier. It's the Second Skin Cheek Color in Spice Cider, which is another beautiful kind of apricot-y nude, which is just a little bit darker. So you can see, like, it's almost the same shade, just, you know, tone is different. Really like both of those. They're both super soft and they just blend really well. I especially love the formula of the Laura Mercier blushes. They're really pigmented, they're really beautiful, they all have a really nice sheen to them, and I have a couple of them and I just really like those. I also bought 2 very nude, neutral, pinkish, mauve-y lipsticks. The first one is from Smashbox. It's the Be Legendary lipstick in Primrose, and it's just a really nice nude pink color, you know, kind of your standard thing that's gonna look good on a lot of people. And then this one is from Laura Mercier. Yeah, it's the Cream Smooth lip color in Antique Pink. This one is just a little bit more cool toned, but still like a very pinky mauve neutral nude, which is really pretty. I like the formula on both of these, but I don't necessarily think they are worth the high price tag that you're gonna pay. This one I think is about $24 in Canada. I can't remember this one, but I'm sure it was at least like $35, which is kind of ridiculous for a shade like this because you can get this at the drugstore. So I wouldn't necessarily say go run out and spend your money on these particular ones, but I do like having them. I did declutter the Kat Von D Everlasting liquid lipstick in Double Dare. I know a lot of people love her liquid lipstick formula. I have a couple little minis that I still saved and I use from time to time, but I just find them super drying on my lips in particular, and so I decluttered that in my last liquid lipstick declutter. I know she's coming out with 40 new shades or something ridiculous, or maybe it's 25. But anyway, she's coming out with a lot of new shades and they look beautiful, but I have to resist because I have to remember how much I do not like that formula, but the colors look stunning. Another thing I decluttered was the Bite Beauty Buttercream lipstick in Pecan. There was nothing particularly bad about it except that it was just really stiff and it wasn't creamy. The whole idea behind that line, the buttercream line, is that they're cut straight across. So instead of having the angle to the lipstick, they're cut straight across. The idea being that once you start using lipstick for a while, the really creamy goodness is in the middle. And I think it's a little gimmicky, to be honest with you. You know, I don't really think that's the case with most lipsticks. Once you get past the very first layer, the creaminess doesn't change. So I think they're gimmicky, and the thing is, they were supposed to be super buttery and creamy, and it wasn't. It was actually kind of hard and stiff, and so I got rid of it. It was a pretty color, but it wasn't anything to write home about. Also, I used up the Ole Henriksen Nurture Me cleansing cloths, and it was the purple ones. I would not recommend buying those. They're just super overpriced for being like, I just get them now from, you know, like Winners kind of thing, and I pay like $5.99 for a whole thing. Actually, those are from Walmart. They're like $6 for like 40 or something, whereas you were paying like $18 for like 25 or something in the Ole Henriksen one. And the only reason I bought it is because it smelled so good, and it did smell good, but you can't just pay a premium for a scent, you know? Another thing I just recently decluttered in my concealer declutter was the NARS Radiant Creamy the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I can't remember what the name is, but you know, the famous one that everybody loves. I don't know about you guys, but let me know what you think. I think people either love the Urban Decay or they love the NARS. And I don't think there's much crossover. So I love the Urban Decay Naked Skin one, and the NARS one I just found super drying on me. It didn't blend well. The color match was definitely not correct anyway. It was custard, and it was definitely a little too yellow and dark for me. But regardless, the formula didn't work on me. Let me know what you think. Do you like Urban Decay or NARS, or do you actually like both? Maybe my theory is incorrect across the board. The next thing I got was this from Sephora. It's the Contour Eye Pencil in the shade Fairy Tale. And I almost never have used this, but I keep it anyway because it's just so stunningly gorgeous. It's this blue, turquoise, greeny eyeliner with lots of glitter in it. The glitter is green and it just reflects beautifully, but I don't actually use this. I need to figure out how to use this. I might try to use this as a base in an eyeshadow look, and I could use my Mi Vita Loca palette with it maybe, but it's really beautiful. The formula on these is actually really, really good. It stays all day, it doesn't move. Really opaque, really creamy going on. Only a couple things left. This is from Bobbi Brown. It's the Shimmer Brick Compact in Sunset Pink, and this was a limited edition one. That's what it looks like there. I really regret buying this. In fact, I put it in a high-end regrets video because, you guys, I've swatched other shimmer bricks in stores and they look beautiful. This one does nothing. Like, if I swatch it all together, it's okay, but that's not a highlight shade, you know what I mean? It's really not for my skin anyway. And so if I actually want a highlight shade, the only thing to do is to stick my brush right in this very bottom line. And even when I do that, what I get is not all that pretty. It's just kind of meh. And you know, people say you can use these as eyeshadows, but I don't really think it's that easy to use them as eyeshadows. And I don't know, I just don't like this. I think I paid way too much for it, and this will be getting decluttered. I can tell you that for sure when I do my highlighter declutter. The very last thing to talk about are these, and I have talked these to death over the last year. These are the Kat Von D Metal Crush eyeshadows. So I actually have two more, but in this particular haul, I hauled these ones. Raw Power, Dolce, and Static Age. These are so soft. They're beautiful. They're so pigmented and just gorgeous. Oh, they're so good to work with. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Yes, they cost a lot, but they are worth it, I think, especially if you're just going to stick to like one or two shades that you know you're going to love. Oh my gosh, you should feel this. It's just like touching a puppy's tummy. There's that one, Dolce. That one's absolutely beautiful. The other one I really love is, what's it called? The brown one, Synergy. It's really pretty. I think she put that one in the Metal Matte palette she did this year. And so here's the Static Age. Static Age is the one I don't use very often. It's bright silver. You know, if you want a bright silver eyeshadow, it's fantastic, but I don't wear that very often. But overall, those colors, the pigmentation, the blendability, just the formula on those is absolutely beautiful. Okay guys, so that is it for my rehaul for today. I really want to do these more often, you know, going into the new year, thinking about what I want to do with my channel. This is one thing that I think is really valuable for you guys, and also it's a lot of fun for me to go back and think about all these things I bought and what I think about them. So let me know if you actually like this series and if you would want to see it more often, because I did a lot of hauling back during that time, and so I can continue to do these at least like once a month for sure. So let me know if that's something you would like to see, and other than that, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and thumbs up this video if you liked it. That always helps me out tremendously. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.